Greetings and welcome to video 9 in a series on the Ocean County Historical Society's newly renovated Birdsall Room. This brief video is focused on the beautiful boardwalks of Ocean County and all the New Jersey Shore has to offer. These videos, created entirely by our volunteers in the summer of 2020, are meant to give you just a feel for the expansive exhibit on the lower level of our museum. We do hope you will visit us in person when possible to see the full exhibit. Please always be sure to check our website, www.oceancountyhistory.org, for information prior to visiting. The centerpiece of this area of the Birdsall Room exhibit is a 13-foot mural of Seaside Heights. The painting was done by renowned Surf City artist Kathleen Engelson, pictured here, in the early 1980s. It was originally commissioned by Harry H. Chapman, the owner of a McDonald's restaurant, who displayed it in his Route 37 franchise. When the McDonald's was refurbished, the mural was donated to the Ocean County Historical Society. Kathleen based her painting, in part, from the memory of longtime Seaside Heights resident Leonard Ypres. It is a montage of seaside establishments from the 1930s to the 1960s. It can be said that necessity is the mother of invention, and that is certainly true with the advent of boardwalks. The first boardwalk was built in Atlantic City in 1870. The reasoning for its construction was pragmatic, to keep sand out of the local hotels and boarding houses. As Atlantic City's boardwalk, pictured here, began to draw large crowds, other municipalities followed suit. The Point Pleasant Boardwalk was built in the late 1800s. The initial boardwalk was portable in nature and went through numerous expansions until replaced by a permanent one in 1925. A unique feature of the Point Pleasant Boardwalk was that a bungalow colony was constructed at the north end. Over time, many houses and small cottages were built. Thus, the houses built in close proximity to the boardwalk are remnants of a bygone era. Any discussion of the Point Pleasant Boardwalk would be remiss in not mentioning Jenkinson's Boardwalk. Charles Jenkinson acquired the property from the township in 1926 and opened Jenkinson's Pavilion in 1928. Over the years, the Jenkinson family acquired and developed more and more boardwalk property. By the 1970s, Jenkinson's Boardwalk fell into disrepair and was sold to Pasquale Storino. Storino and his family continued to develop Jenkinson's Boardwalk into the mega attraction that it is today. Seaside Heights became a tourist mecca when the first bridge to span Barnegat Bay opened in 1914. The bridge made the Heights the closest beach resort to Philadelphia for those traveling by car. With Seaside Heights' large influx of tourists, it would only be logical to build a boardwalk modeled after the lights of Atlantic City and Point Pleasant. With that in mind, the Seaside Boardwalk was completed in 1921. Up until World War II, the Seaside Boardwalk had little to offer in the way of food or amusements. That would change as military personnel on leave looked for recreational fun. Interestingly, once the war was over, a number of veterans ended up utilizing low-interest loans to purchase beachfront cottages. Some are still owned by their families to this day. One could find a much more tranquil boardwalk experience in both Seaside Park and Lavalette. Unlike its neighbor to the north, Seaside Park never allowed widespread amusement and food venues on its boardwalk. Dating back to the 1870s, a number of stately oceanfront hotels were constructed, leading to Seaside Park having a boardwalk along its entire length by 1910. In 1919, an improved, raised boardwalk was put in place. In 1916, Lavalette completed a 3,770-foot-long boardwalk. When completed, the boardwalk would help transform Lavalette from a sleepy, small village into a resort community. The boardwalk also had the effect of increasing the demand for the purchase of oceanfront property. We hope you enjoyed this brief peek at our Birdsall Room exhibit, learning just a bit about boardwalks in Ocean County history. We encourage you to watch the other videos in this series and, even better, to visit when you can. Remember to always be sure to visit our website or call for our latest availability.